In a time when Israel was gripped by darkness, its people crushed under the iron rule of the Philistines, a man was born who would become a legend, a man whose strength would shake armies, whose story would teach generations about faith, courage, betrayal, and redemption. This is the story of Samson. Even before we dive in, remember to subscribe and activate notifications. On this channel, we uncover the hidden truths behind the most powerful stories of the Bible, exploring the darkness and the light that shape destinies. Samson was no ordinary man. From the moment of his birth, he was marked by a divine purpose. The Philistines were ruthless, pillaging villages, burning crops, and instilling fear in every corner of Israel. Amid this chaos, Samson emerged, a living symbol of hope, a warrior whose very presence struck terror into the hearts of his enemies and inspired the oppressed. His story began with despair. His parents, Manoah and his wife, faced the sorrow of childlessness, a burden in a time when barrenness was seen as a curse. But one day, an angel appeared, carrying a message that would define their lives. "You will bear a son," the angel said. "He will be a Nazirite, consecrated to God from birth, destined to deliver Israel from the hands of the Philistines." From that moment, Samson's life was intertwined with a divine plan far greater than any human could imagine. As a child, Samson was different. While other boys played freely, he was bound by sacred rules. His hair, never to be cut, was a visible symbol of his vow to God. Each strand reminded him that his life was not his own. He was chosen, not only to survive but to carry the destiny of a nation. He grew into a giant among men, both in size and spirit. Arms like tree trunks, eyes that pierced the soul, and a body radiating divine strength. But it was not just his physical power that set him apart. It was the presence of God within him, a force that no human weapon could withstand. There was a day when 1,000 Philistine soldiers surrounded him in an open field. Sunlight glinted off their swords as they laughed at the lone man before them. Samson's eyes burned with resolve. He saw a jawbone of a donkey lying on the ground, and with a single swing he unleashed a storm of destruction. Soldiers fell like wheat before a scythe, chaos engulfing the battlefield. Screams of panic echoed across the dry, sun-baked earth. Even the bravest warriors could not stand against the hand of God working through him. But even the strongest hero can fall, and it was in his solitude that Delilah appeared. Beautiful, mysterious, captivating, she made even the fearless warrior feel vulnerable. Samson, who had faced armies without fear, found himself drawn to her. Yet Delilah carried a secret darkness. The Philistines had promised her silver. Perhaps she feared their wrath. Perhaps she sought power, wealth, or survival. Whatever her reason, she understood how to manipulate a man's heart without the need for weapons or armies. Delilah began her relentless questioning. Night after night she whispered, pleaded, and cried, each word designed to break him emotionally. Samson, torn between love and trust, eventually revealed the truth. His strength came from God, and his hair, never cut, was the sign of his Nazirite vow. The moment it was cut, his strength would vanish. Delilah waited until he slept, then summoned a servant to shave his hair. When Samson awoke, he was powerless. He tried to fight, but his body betrayed him. The man who had torn lions apart and defeated armies alone was now bound, blind, and helpless. The Philistines dragged him to Gaza, mocking him, forcing him to grind grain like a beast of burden. Each day he suffered humiliation, insult, and injury, stripped of all dignity. Yet in this darkness a quiet transformation began. His hair, the symbol of his covenant, slowly regrew, and with it, so did his faith. Samson realized that true strength had never been in his muscles or hair. It had always come from God. While his enemies laughed, he reflected, prayed, and prepared, and the Philistines, drunk with pride, planned a grand festival in their temple to celebrate their triumph over the once feared warrior. Thousands gathered, reveling in their victory. They dragged Samson to the center of the temple, blind, weak, and seemingly defeated. But Samson's mind was alive. He felt the massive pillars supporting the roof, tracing every crack, every imperfection with his fingers. For the first time in years, He prayed not for personal victory, but for divine purpose. Lord, grant me strength this one last time. Let me fulfill your will, even if it costs my life. God answered. A surge of energy coursed through his frail body. Muscles that had seemed broken now pulsed with power. Samson braced against the pillars, channeling every ounce of faith, every prayer, every moment of suffering into a single act. The temple shook. Cracks spiderwebbed across the stones. The laughter of the Philistines turned to terror. With a final earth-shattering cry, Samson brought the temple down, crushing thousands of enemies, their leaders, and armies beneath the rubble. Samson died that day, but not as a defeated man. He died fulfilling his purpose, his life a testament to faith, resilience, and the power of God. His story teaches us that true strength is never just physical. It is faith, perseverance, and the courage to rise even after betrayal and failure. Delilah's betrayal remains a mystery. Was it greed, fear, survival, or ambition? Perhaps all of these. Yet her actions remind us that the greatest threats often come not from armies, but from hearts that appear to love us. Her manipulation, subtle and emotional, was far more dangerous than any sword. Samson's final act was more than a military victory. It was redemption. Even in blindness, weakness, and despair, he found purpose. His faith and courage became a weapon greater than any jawbone or pillar. His story echoes through time, reminding us that even in our lowest moments, God can create something extraordinary. This is the story of Samson, a hero of Israel, a man of unmatched strength, a figure whose life teaches the power of faith, the danger of betrayal, and the ultimate triumph of divine purpose. Even the greatest hero can fall, but even in the darkest night, the light of faith can guide the way.